Hey everybody, you're watching Vitorials. My name is Alex, and in this tutorial I will show you how to design this amazing letter Z by using the 3D tools in Adobe Illustrator. So let's start with a new document. Ctrl N or Command N on your Mac to bring up a new document panel, and I'm going to design this on the 1920 by 1080 pixels. Click Create. I already done this step, and first of all I want to bring up the grid. Ctrl Quad or Command Quad to bring up the grid, and Ctrl Shift Quad or Command Shift Quad to stick to the grid, to cling to the grid. You can also change these options here: View, Snap to the grid, Hide grid, or Show grid here. Okay, so first of all I need to grab the pen tool or click P on your keyboard to grab the pen tool, and I want to draw my letter Z. I want to make it basic and simple. We need to create the basic and simple outlines. As you can see, my fill layer is empty, but I have a black stroke. I need to change it to white eventually, so I want to move on with my color picker and bring the white stroke. I want to increase the stroke weight to around 4, but it's just for you to see what is going on my layer. Okay, you need to keep the minimal stroke weight. Next, we need to grab the direct selection tool or grab A on your keyboard, and holding Shift key, we need to select both joints of this letter Z and drag it to round the corners, or you need to define the corner here. For my project, I will gonna stick to the corner radius of 20 degrees. So far so good. We have our letter Z. We need to create the extrusion by going to the effect 3D extrude and bevel. Here we need to select first the proper position. We need to set it to isometric right. We need to play with the value of extrude depth. Guys, if you keep it like this, narrow, it will be very dull and boring. If you set it too broad, it wouldn't resemble the letter Z itself. So I want to set it to around 150, probably 120. I want to play with these values. 35 will be amazing. And finally, I want to change the surface from the plastic shading to diffuse shading. Click OK to accept these changes. Now that we have this shape, I can bring down the stroke value to 0.25 on my weight, and then grab the scissors tool or click C on your keyboard, and I want to split it on 3 parts by clicking on these knots on the neck of letter Z and on the ankle of letter Z, just like this. Now I want to assemble this letter Z again. In order to do this, make sure that you tune off the snap to grid option. You need to go to the Windows and disable this option, snap to grid, and disable this option, snap to pixel. You can do it either here on the view or on this by clicking on this icon on the top right. Okay, so now I want to make the pixel perfect fit on the top and on the bottom. Nudge it down, nudge it up. Okay, now I need to select everything and grab the make the duplicate by using the Ctrl C, Ctrl F. With this duplicate selected, I want to select the stroke and change the color. So double click on the stroke to bring up the color picker, select the black color, and then go to the advanced stroke settings and introduce the dashed line. As you can see, I already have some values here. So I want to end up on these values of 70, 70 and 80. I think it works best for me, and I'm good to go. Next, I need to draw a marquee around my roof, selecting the 2 points and nudge them up in the layer stack. Ctrl Shift right bracket, and then select the bottom of my letter Z, again 2 pieces, and use the Ctrl Shift left bracket to nudge it down. Let me show you on the layer panel. As you can see, this one are down, this one on top, the roof, is on top of my layer stack, and I also have something in my middle. Okay, so far so good. We are ready to delete the shading, so we need to select everything by drawing the marquee or using the shortcut Ctrl A, Command A, and head over to the appearance panel. Click on this 3D extrude and bevel. The surface, we need to set it from diffuse shading to no shading at all, because we are going to do the shading on our own. And in order to do this, select everything by Ctrl A, Command A on your Mac, and head over to the object expand appearance to convert the stroke to the outlines. And then we need to ungroup it a couple of times, Ctrl Shift G, Command Shift G, until you get the paths, not the groups. And now we need to clean up the shape. Use the Pathfinder panel. If you can't find the Pathfinder panel, go to the Windows Pathfinder to combine some of the shapes, some of the elements in my composition. Now I'm going to change the color. In order to do this, I'm going to grab the direct selection tool, select the points on the roof, and move bullets to as far as you can. The same here, I'm going to select and move one corner and the second one. Now that we have the complete composition, I'm ready to allocate the gradients. In order to do this, open the gradient panel by going to the Windows Gradient, and then head over to this leg and click on this gradient slider to give the gradient. Again, we need to combine them here. So far so good. Now I'm gonna give the gradient and use the gradient slider G on your keyboard to arrange the gradient from bottom to top. Same here on the bottom. I want to select and arrange it by using the gradient tool, G on your keyboard. And this is it, guys. This is our letter Z. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you do, give a thumb up, subscribe to my channel, and join the isometric kin on the Instagram. Thank you for watching and enjoy your day.